Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my last list of 2023. Came up with one more. I just love lists. Anyway, the point is these are books that I did try a chapter on that I have never returned to after doing that. So these are the books that won, or the ones that were like, I do want to read these books that I have not yet gotten to since doing those about 2 or 3 years ago. I did quite a few of them over those 2 years. And then I didn't do very many. I didn't do any last year, I don't think. So I do want to do some more this year. I'm going to switch up my genres. All 12 of the ones that I have still not completed are all urban fantasy, paranormal romance kind of crosses. They're all ones that I enjoyed the first chapters of what I read. I just have not continued. So my goal is to pick up one a month. Now I know this kind of goes against all the series that I want to complete in 2023. I know I'm doing that, but the thing is that these 12 books are ones that I have tried and decided I liked enough to keep on my shelf. So I do want to read them. Now, I might read these and decide I don't want to read the rest of the series, then I can get rid of them or get them off the list. But these books are technically on my series to start list, which is, if you saw my video about series update or wrap up from last year, I have a lot of series. I had first books in series, and again I had like 50 first books in paranormal romance and urban fantasy series alone a couple of years ago when I did a video on that. So these are 12 that I have tried and I decided to keep at that time to read them fully. So there are a couple that I'm for sure want to read in the next few months. I have already picked up one for January with mixed results, but I do want to show all 12 of these so that they're on this list. So maybe you can tell me which series I should focus on. A lot of these are really long series, so I really don't need more long urban fantasy series or paranormal romance series, but I do enjoy them and I do love them. So they are series that maybe I decide I will binge once I get into them. But I still need to read these first books to make that decision. So we're just going to go through them. I've kind of split them up by genre, kind of by what they're about. This one that I started in January is the one that I've kind of had mixed results with, which is House Immortal by Devin Monk. It's the first book in the House Immortal trilogy. So I have read 70% of this and I'm kind of stalled out on this. I hope to pick it up again and finish it, but we'll see. So this one I did really enjoy at the beginning, which is why I kept it. And I've been staring at it all last year, going to read it, and I never picked it up. But I have now. So this one is a post-apocalyptic sort of world where we're a couple hundred years in the future, where back in the past there were beings called galvanized who were made, who are pretty much indestructible. They are immortal pretty much, and they are kind of ruled or held back by the houses who are in charge of the world. We're following Matilda, who is part of one of the houses, the House Brown, that does not have any political power whatsoever due to things that happened 100 years before and in a war. So they are kind of the outliers of the world. And so she's been hiding because when she was younger and got ill, she took over one of the bodies that has very mysterious origins that is somehow connected to the galvanized. So she is kind of brought into the world of the galvanized when a man shows up on her doorstep, who is one of the 12 immortal galvanized, and say that everybody knows about her and she has to come with him, or so he can protect her. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of political stuff in here about the world, because again, this is in the future, and a lot of power struggles with stuff. And then there's the stuff with the galvanized of how they've been treated and how they have been changed over the years, because now they're about 300 years old. And then there's stuff from her past where her brother has gone missing and he was kind of in charge of House Brown, and we don't know where he is. And her father was a very important scientist who kind of gave it all up and then later was killed. And so there's that backstory. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's just where I stopped is where things were kind of going kind of in a weird direction to me, and not where I really wanted it to go. So I don't know. So I don't hate it. I'm not, because I like Matilda. I started to question some of her logic and her moves. So we will see. But this was the first one I picked up, and this is the one that I picked for January. So again, as I said, I want to pick up at least one a month. If I can pick up more than one in a month, that's great. But as I said, this was only a trilogy, which is why I picked it up first, because all the rest of them are in bigger series. So let's go through the other 11, and then you guys can help me decide what I should pick up next. I will show you the 2 that I plan to pick up probably in the next couple months. They're the ones I've chosen for sure to try next. But any of these, if you really enjoy them, let me know. So we have Tempting Danger by Elaine Wilkes. This is the World of the Lupi, and there are 14 books out currently in this series. A lot of these series, except for the first one I talked about, has a lot of side books as well, like novellas and stuff as well. I'm only talking about the core novels right now because I haven't looked at them deeply enough to know if I need to read all the short stories and novellas around them. But this one is a werewolf one. And that is about all I know. This one starts out with a cop who comes across a scene, a very brutal scene, and then somehow she gets involved with the Lupi. Whoever's in, I don't know if someone's in charge at the time where she runs into them. But this was much more going to be mystery heavy because she was a detective trying to figure out somebody had died. So I did like the beginning of this one. So that is that one. I have the Jane Yellow Rock series by Faith Hunter. This is Skinwalker is the first one. I really enjoyed the first 2 chapters I read of this. This is one of the ones I really want to pick up. So this one in the Jane Yellow Rock series, there are 15 so far. So as I said, this one was following, I think she is a Skinwalker who can change into other creatures to hunt things. And I just know that she is called in, I think with some vampires, something's going on. So that's about all I remember. But this one's definitely one of the ones I want to pick up soon. Another vampire one, How to Marry a Millionaire Vampire, is the first one in the Love at Stake series. There are 16 of these. I think this series is complete. I'm pretty sure. So this one starts out really funny, which is, I don't know why I haven't picked this one up, but it starts out where there's this vampire breaks a tooth off. And so he goes to this all-night dentistry. And then things just go wrong because she has her own past and she has people out to get her. And he kind of gets involved with that. And that's as far as I got, I believe, because she's on the mob hit list. So this is like one of the funny ones. This is one of the ones, authors I've been wanting to try because she's considered really funny. And again, I love Lindsay Sands and Shelley Lawrenston. So I'm hoping this will be another one kind of in that realm, about having fun, vampire stuff, which sounds interesting. I'll have some a little bit one older is Blood Price, or the Vicki Nelson's Blood Investigations by Tanya Hoff. So this one, I know there's a TV show, which I don't remember what it was called. I can't recall. I didn't watch it. But this one is following this is Toronto, Canada, and it's following a detective. And I know she witnesses something. Oh, she was a detective and then she's now a private investigator. So then she sees something happening and then I think she meets a vampire and things go weird. Anyway, this only has 6 books in it, but this is one of this is the oldest series, like how long ago these came out, because these came out in 91. So these are like early 90s. The rest of these are all mostly 2000, most of them, I believe. I'm not positive on that. I'm pretty sure most of these are 2000 above. And then another vampire one I have is One Bite with a Stranger by Christina Warren, which is the first book in the Others series. So this is another series called The Others. So this one I call The Others Warren. So I know the difference. This one has, where's my list here? Sorry. 14 books in this series. So I'm not sure if this one is done or not. That one I don't remember looking at. So this one, there might be more coming out, but this one has to do with, it starts out with a woman whose boyfriend cheated on her or left her or whatever. And so her friends take her to this vampire ball just for fun. interesting. And she meets someone really important in the vampire world, and it just kind of goes from there. And I think it's, it's again, she finds out that vampires really do exist when nobody knows about them. So that's about all I remember from the first couple chapters on this one. Definitely one I wanted to pick up. Again, it's kind of long. And then I have a couple, I don't know, these are kind of Immortal ones as well. Demon Angel, or the Guardian series by Mel Jean Brooke, which is an author I really like. I like her Iron Seas series. This one is following, or has, hold on, this one has 5, no, that's not right. This one has 8 books out, and I have all of them because I bought them all when I was reading the Iron Seas series. I just haven't got to this. This one, the only thing I remember, this one has some historical kind of showing of a woman, I think who had something to do with the devil, or she's Lilith, and then there's guardians, and somehow I think they're kind of angel-like. I'm not sure exactly how that goes. I can't remember. The first chapter is really historical, so you don't really get everything. So I don't know a lot about this, but I have all 8 books, and she is an author I like, so I really should read those ones. I have the, oh, whoops. I'll come to that in a second. But the other kind of Immortal one is the Dark series, and this Dark Prince is the first book in the Christine Feehan series. This one is Carpathians, who have a lot of power, like, are the leader of the, they live there, and I don't know, they meet their soulmates kind of thing. It's very, paranormal romance, because every book is about a different couple, I think. There are 32 books in this series, so that's quite a big one. So again, this is the one I showed, First Grave on the Right by Darlinda Jones. This is the first book in the Charlie Davidson series. I believe there are 13 of them. There are a lot of novellas in this one too. So, but this one follows Charlie, who is a part-time investigator, but she also is like a Grim Reaper. So ghosts and things come to her, and then sometimes she gets called out because somehow, I don't know, it's her uncle who's related to the police. Somehow she gets called out on jobs. And so this one ghost shows up in the first chapter here, and he doesn't know why he's dead or whatever. And I think she then goes to his, gets called out to where he died, and to kind of give some detail or help with the cops. I think some of them don't really believe in her, but some do. I'm not quite sure how that works, being a Grim Reaper and being able to see ghosts. But again, ghost ones are some of my favorites. So this is also another one I really want to get to. And I said that was 13 books, right? I have Cold Sight, or the first, or the extrasensory agents by Leslie Parrish. So this one has, oh, where did I put that one? 5 books in this series. So this is one of the smaller ones. So this one has to do with, I think they also are, it's more, they can see ghosts, or, there's some more psychic abilities and stuff. And I don't remember much else beyond that. I can't remember on this one. So again, this is the first book. So, I know that there's a reporter in this one, which is why I'm just not sure I'm going to get through this one, because I have a tendency to not like reporters as the main character. So, we will see. That one's kind of my iffy one. So I think I liked the first chapter better than I thought I would, even though it had a reporter in it, but I'm still unsure about that one. But there are 5 books in that one. And then I have Ghostsier by Robin D. Owens, which also has 5. This is the Ghostsier series. So this is where a young woman, Claire, after her aunt, I think it's her aunt who passes away. Her eccentric aunt passes away, and then she is inherited with her ghost sight. And she also gets everything that her aunt had, which makes her move to Denver, I believe. And then there's a cop who, or an ex-cop from Montana. He had something bad went down there, and he was injured, and he takes some kind of job, I think in Denver. I think they're in Denver, and to help with a private investigator of some sort. So I think they're going to be the couple throughout the book, but I think we get both of their perspectives, because we get his backstory, I think, in the beginning of this. So again, that's 5 books, but it has ghosts and things, so kind of excited for that. And then the last one is The Restorer by Amanda Stevens, which is the Graveyard Queen, and this one has 6 books. So all I remember about this one is that Amelia is Amelia Gray is, she restores historic graveyards, but she also can see ghosts. So I just remember somebody, I think someone attacked her or something in the very beginning. And I can't remember why. I don't remember it's because she saw something in the graveyard or something's at the graveyard that wasn't supposed to be there. I keep thinking she found a too new of a body or something. I don't remember. But this is, again, the first book for 6. So I could get to that. So the 2 that I think I'm going to pick up within February and March, or before that, it matters how my reading goes, is the Charlie Davidson series, First Grave on the Right by Darlinda Jones, and Skinwalker by Faith Hunter. Both of these I have almost picked up during 2022 and just did not. But of the other ones, you know, I want just you guys to, like, you know, look at these and say, well, which one should I try to read after that? Or which ones have you enjoyed and you think that I will enjoy? Because, you know, I love urban fantasy and paranormal romance. I really enjoy a lot of things, different kinds, between ghosts and vampires and werewolves and all that stuff. They're just fun to me. And I like that some of these have romances in them as well. So let me know, if you've read any of these series, if any of these series are your favorites and you definitely think I should try to pick them up again. Again, all these, I like the first couple chapters or the first chapter, and then it went on, you know, on my shelf to read, and I just have not picked them up. And yes, some of them are very long, more series to add to my series. But they're all on my series list right now as to start. Because they're not marked anything. They're not marked differently than that. So I would like to know how I feel about these. So these 12 books are the ones I want to get to. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.